Hello, good morning, all of you. So today, what I'm going to teach you all the topic that is excretory system. Okay. So first part of the excretory system we have already discussed in our previous class. That is the two of the kidneys, then ureters, and the urethra part. So in today's class, basically, what I'm going to teach you all the topic that is structure of nephron. So for that structure of nephron, first of all, I'm going to show you all one of the video from the Tata classes. Then after that, I will show you each and every part of the nephron so that each and every part of the nephron must get clear in your mind. So let us proceed to our next slide. Next, that is structure of nephron. So I'm going to present screen first of all. Okay, just wait. It is going to present in front of you all also. Yes, I think it is already. Is it showing to you all?
Structure of nephron. Nephrons are the functional units of the kidney. Not only they are responsible for eliminating waste products from your body through the formation of urine, a human kidney contains about 1 million nephrons. Each nephron is a long, fine tubule, about 30 to 55 millimeters long, one end of which is closed and folded with a double-walled cup-like structure known as the Bowman's capsule. This capsule is located in the renal cortex. Inside the Bowman's capsule is a cluster of microscopic capillaries known as the glomerulus. Together, the Bowman's capsule and the glomerulus are known as.
Yes, all of you students, all the students, just to see very beautiful diagram they have given in the Tata classes. That is the Bowman's capsule and that is the glomerulus. Very beautifully they have given here. Okay, just go through the video furthermore. Then I will explain each and every part of the nephron. Okay, just see.
The renal corpuscle or sometimes a Malpighian body. Blood enters the glomerulus through renal arterioles known as afferent arterioles and, once filtered, is carried back to the bloodstream through efferent arterioles. The Bowman's capsule continues into the proximal convoluted tubule.
See, this is the first PCT that is coming from the Bowman's capsule. So first of all PCT, then Henle's loop, then TCT. Okay. So again, I am saying that a very beautiful 3D diagram is given here over here. That is video is given over here. Just watch it carefully.
Which then continues into the renal medulla as a distinct loop known as the loop of Henle. The loop consists of two parallel limbs, one of which is descending and the other of which is ascending. The ascending limb travels into the renal cortex, at which point it dilates into a distal convoluted tubule.
See, this is the last part of the nephron. Not last, just before the collecting duct, you can say. Because they are showing here over here that it is CT, distal convoluted tubule. Okay, then after that, collecting tubule. Here you can see the collecting tubule, then the collecting duct. Okay, see the video.
At the end of this tubule, a short collecting tubule is present. Several collecting tubules open into a common collecting duct, and several collecting ducts will join to form the ducts of Bellini,
ये बहुत important है बच्चों.
which then open into the renal pelvis. In
Okay, मैंने अभी जहाँ पे बोला था बहुत important है. Like the collecting duct, okay, the collecting duct of different nephrons, okay, they collect into the collecting duct, and then there is a main duct opening, that is we call it as duct of Bellini. So further they are saying just they are demonstrating the other structures of the nephron, how they are interconnected and all. Just go through that.
each nephron, blood from the glomerulus filters water and certain dissolved substances into the space of the Bowman's capsule. The filtrate then enters the renal tubules, allowing the proximal tubule to reabsorb water, salts, glucose, and amino acids, which helps to maintain electrolyte levels in the body. The limbs of Henle's loop are permeable to ions, and the distal tubule will absorb certain ions. Urine, the resultant fluid once everything has been through the process of filtration and reabsorption, passes from the distal tubule and into the collecting ducts. It then passes from the collecting ducts through the drainage system of the kidney, through the ureters, and into the bladder for expulsion via urination. Summary. Nephrons are the functional units of the kidney and filter the blood. Each nephron consists of the Bowman's capsule and glomerulus, which together are known as Malpighian body. The renal tubules include the proximal convoluted tubule, the loop of Henle, the distal convoluted tubule, and the collecting tubule. The ureters carry urine from the kidneys to the urinary bladder.
Okay, so this is all about the video. So now what I'm going to represent in front of you all, that is, yes, students. So just now you have seen one of the video of the nephron, right? So now what I'm going to do, that is the different structures of the nephron, right? Like you just have seen the Bowman's capsule, you have seen the Malpighian tubules, you have seen the whole Malpighian tubules, that is the Bowman's capsule and the glomerulus part inside that. Okay. Then you have seen the next part, आपने साथ recapitulate भी कर सकते हो, that is the proximal convoluted tubule. Then after that, the Henle's loop, then the distal convoluted tubule, and then the short collecting tubule just now we have seen in the Tata classes video, isn't it? So, and after that, the collecting duct. So now what I'm going to do in front of you all, a small PPT I have prepared for you all so that this particular topic in online class must get more clear to you all. Okay, so let me show you all. Okay, class, so able to see my entire screen. So now I'm going to show you all that PPT. So first of all, ये जो आप एक स्ट्रक्चर देख पा रहे हो, ठीक है, पहले देख लेते हैं हम लोग कितने स्लाइड्स हैं, सारे स्लाइड्स देख लें, एक बार देख लेते हैं, सारे स्लाइड्स को देख लेते हैं एक बार, ठीक है, क्या क्या मैम आपको डिस्कस करनी चाह रही है। एक ये स्लाइड है, एक ये लास्ट में हम लोग डिस्कस करेंगे, एक ये पहला, चलो ये वाला डायग्राम उठाते हैं हम लोग, ठीक है, हमारे एनसीईआरटी में ये डायग्राम रहता है, ओके, और हम सब बच्चों को, मैक्सिमम स्टूडेंट्स वी फेस अ प्रॉब्लम लाइक what is this convoluted structures, then all these different parts, they are convoluted, very convoluted. So the thing is that today what I'm going to do, I am going to elaborate each and every part through the diagrams, so that will be more comfortable for you all. So first of all, let us see this particular diagram. Afferent arteriole, when we are talking about afferent means afferent arteriole. That means this particular arteriole is coming into the Bowman's capsule. Okay, then it forms a capillaries, group of capillaries. Okay, inside that, then it comes out in the form of, we call it as efferent arteriole. there is a basic role is bit of this efferent arteriole. Like this efferent arteriole is responsible for creating the pressure, nephric pressure inside it. Actually, this efferent arteriole is responsible for the ultrafiltration, students. Ultrafiltration is done because of the narrowness of the efferent arteriole. Very important structure in case of. So let us come back to that PPT where you can see this particular. Okay. See, afferent. When we are talking about afferent means incoming, right? Incoming is little bit wider. है ना थोड़ा wider है then inside this Bowman's capsule it forms a glomerular structure कान पूरा एक glomerulus जैसा then it comes out efferent arteriole then what I said narrowness of the efferent arteriole narrowness okay so this narrowness of the efferent arteriole actually leads to the ultrafiltration process. Today, I'm not going to teach you all the 3 steps of the filtration process, just the structure of the nephron. If the structure of the nephron is clear in front of you all, then next process, that is the urine formation process, is not at all a big issue for you all 10th class. So next, just see glomerulus, okay. Then Bowman's capsule, you can able to see the whole structure you can see that over there the epithelium is present. This whole layer is epithelium. Then the pores are obviously कुछ pores तो होगा ना Bowman's capsule में. Some pores are present through which actually the filtrate get formed inside this particular proximal convoluted tubule PCT. So that means this particular filtrate is about just you people get amazed of knowing the fact that about 1.5 to 1.8 liter of the urine we excrete out daily, but the nephric filtrate which is forming inside the PCT, it is about 150 to 180 liter. Isn't it amazing? अगर आप सोचो 150, 180 if we will release out, then what will remain in our body? So that is the thing, very interesting thing. So the thing is that ultrafiltration, formation of the nephric filtrate taking place in PCT, then reabsorption taking place, then tubular secretion. Basically, 3 processes in the formation of the urine. Okay, so let us again come to the topic only. That is, this is structure part. I think this part must be clear. Excellent. I'm moving to the next slide. See, there is one. This one is more clear, I think, in front of you all. See, some of the points I have given over here. A nephron is a unit of structure and function in a kidney. 1 marks question. Always used to come 1 marks question. What is the structural and functional unit of kidney? That is a nephron. Number, a kidney contains about 1,000,000. Keep it in mind. कितना किडनी में कितना नेफ्रॉन है? About 1,000,000. That means 1,000,000. Usually children, they used to write 100, 3, like that. They never think, or either 2, 1. But they never think of like it is about 1,000,000. They are just, this is just amazing figure, isn't it? Actually, it is micro level nephron. That's why it is about 1,000,000. Each approximately 3 centimeter long, that is the length of the nephron. Their structure, nephron is a long tubule differentiated into 4 regions. Just now I have discussed about the Bowman's capsule. Now next I'm going to deal about the proximal convoluted tubule, then the loop of Henle's, then the distal convoluted tubule, DCT, PCT full form, याद रखिएगा आप लोग, DCT, distal convoluted tubule. The latter opens into one of the collecting duct. That is, first of all, collecting duct. How many parts? Collecting tubule, collecting duct, then duct of Bellamy. I think अभी तो आप लोगों को सारा याद हो गया होगा. चलो एक ये डायग्राम भी बहुत प्यारा डायग्राम है हमारे पास. Afferent arteriole again coming, then efferent coming out, peritubular capillaries. I will talk about it in the last, peritubular capillaries. अभी मैं बात करूंगी, people get confused. Then the Bowman's capsule, this cup-like structure, Bowman's capsule. Then this 1, 2, 3, 4. What is this? This is the formation of nephric filtrate actually taking place from the glomerulus. And another thing, This glomerular capillaries and the Bowman's capsule, this collectively we called it as Malpighian tubule. Okay, what we call it as Malpighian tubule. So this structure is clear. एक 3D diagram है nephron का. This you can see. अभी बिना लेबलिंग के भी मैं बात करूं आप लोग आई नो दैट यू पीपल कैन एबल टू गिव मी द आंसर आप मेरे साथ बोल भी सकते हो एक बार फिर से मतलब माय टारगेट इज दैट इन टुडेज माय क्लास व्हेन आई एंड माय क्लास each and every student whoever is watching my class whoever is seeing my class they must be clear about each and every part of the nephron. I just want that. Okay. So revise with me, recapitulate with me. This particular Foreman's capsule, which is coming inside, that is afferent, which is going outside, that is efferent. Then Bowman's capsule, the capsule further proceed into PCT, convoluted, I said, na? Convoluted means what? It is little bit twisted, convoluted. Then later on, Henry's loop, which is quite thin, बहुत ही thin है, quite काफी thin है. Then DCT, distal convoluted tubule, then collecting duct, and then the last over here, that is duct of Ballon. Okay, this is the same structure with labeling. So proceed further. This is again the same structure. More of the points given here, more of the picture I have taken of this particularly so that. Now the last. One more diagram I must have kept. I think Henley's. Okay. I want to discuss about after PCT. I want to discuss about this. That is Henley's structure. Loop of Henley's. What again I'm saying? Repeatedly I'm saying loop of Henley, loop of Henley. So what is this actually loop of Henley? So descending link. Descending link. Say listen. In the loop of Henley, you can able to observe the structure like descending मतलब नीचे जाते हुआ descending and the thick descending limb is there thick thick descending limb then after that thin descending limb okay then it is moving like this okay ascending when it is moving upwards towards the DCT it is we call it as ascending limb okay so first of all it is thin here also it must have to thin and thick first of all it is thin then later on it is thick and then further it is distal convoluted tubule. Okay, so this is all about descending limb, loop of Henle's, ascending limb, loop of Henle's. This is all about the what I am saying about the Henle's loop. Is it clear? I hope it must be clear to you all. Then after that, okay, this is also the diagram showing an important part like in the kidney, there is a cortex part and there is a medulla part. The cortex part is just near to the wall of the kidney. Medulla part is inside the kidney. So the portion of the nephron which are located in the cortex region, यहाँ से भी क्वेश्चन आता है, मार्क्स क्वेश्चन काफी बार पूछा जाता है. The cortex part, in the cortex part, which part of the nephrons are located in the cortex part of the kidney? थोड़ा इंटीरियर जा रहे हैं थोड़ा इंटीरियर में so the Bowman's capsule and the distal convoluted tubule a little bit of PCT okay cortex part Bowman's capsule little bit of PCT and distal convoluted tubule then which part of the nephron is actually located in the medulla part of the kidney so medulla part of the kidney that is in that medulla part mainly located is that is loop of Henle. See students, the way of drawing this nephron diagram, this is the best way of drawing. Make a line in a plain page and first divide it into cortex part and medulla part. That is more better. That will give you a beneficial idea for making a diagram of nephron. Okay. Then descending, that is loop of Henle and collecting duct tubule, and they have written here tubule, but you know that it is duct. So this particular part is located in the medulla part. Okay. Now next. As I said, in the last I will talk about the capillary, blood capillaries. Okay. So just From the efferent arteriole, just go through this diagram. The capillaries, fine capillaries are arising. Most of the most of the lectures they do not talk about this peritubular capillaries actually in most of the lectures. So this peritubular capillaries is arising from the efferent arteriole, then it surrounds around the PCT first of all. This red color part you can see around the PCT, then around the loop of Henle's also all through the nephrons. सब जगह जा रहा है. Then around the DCT, again, then here it ends. Then obviously the first thing must comes to in your mind that what is the role of this peritubular capillaries? So this peritubular capillaries is very much important. See how? These peritubular capillaries are responsible for the rest of the process. Like first of all, first process in the urine formation, as I said, that is ultrafiltration taking place. Ultrafiltration, where it is taking place? It is taking place in the PCT. Okay. Then the reabsorption and tubular secretion, that is taking place in this particular portion. That is this is PCT. So that means जो भी reabsorption होगा वो कहाँ जाएगा? Where it will move? It will move into this capillaries, blood capillaries, which are arising from the efferent arteriole, and it surrounds around the PCT. Got it? I hope आपको समझ में आ रहा हो. ठीक है? एक बार चलो आप लोगों से बात करते हैं, फिर देखते हैं आप लोगों को कितना समझ में आ रहा है. Yes, students. यस, मैंने अभी तक जितना भी आपको वीडियोस दिखाया, ठीक है, और एक टाटा क्लासेस वीडियो, देन सम ऑफ द माय पीपीटीज एंड वन explanation part. In that, the parts must be clear. I think all the parts must be clear in your mind. Now, what I am proceeding towards, that is the process. What are the process? Like, first of all, I said ultrafiltration. Ultrafiltration, where it is taking place? It is taking place in the Bowman's capsule. This is the Bowman's capsule, for example, the glomerular part. Ultrafiltration taking place, then it moves into the PCT, proximal convoluted tubule. Okay, inside the proximal convoluted tubule, what happens actually? Then the Henle's loop, what happens inside that Henle's loop? Then the DCT, what happens inside the DCT? And then finally, the how the formation of urine taking place through the collecting duct. So again, I'm going to say, just I'm going to explain the three of the process, not the first process, the other two process. That is the other two process. That means what are the two process? Other two process. That means reabsorption and the tubular secretion. Ultrafiltration already completed. Reabsorption and the tubular secretion. But I'm going to explain through that again, once again through that diagram. Diagram बहुत ज़्यादा आपको confuse करने की जरूरत नहीं है, ठीक है? So I'm going to represent once again that diagram. Yes, it is coming in front of you all. Yes, screen is visible. Yes. See, this diagram I was explaining, isn't it? अभी आप लोग को और clear कर देना है. So now, the tubular secretion and the reabsorption. So first process ultrafiltration already completed. Then the second हम बात करते हैं reabsorption. Reabsorption, maximum reabsorption, nephric filter rate. From the nephric filter rate, the maximum reabsorption is taking place in the PCT. This PCT. One next question always we used to ask, like reabsorption. Reabsorption, where it is taking place? It is taking place in the PCT and little bit in the Henle's loop. Maximum tubular secretion, where it is taking place? It is taking place in the DCT. This DCT. Okay. So reabsorption, again I am repeating. Again I am saying reabsorption taking place in the PCT, little bit in Henle's loop, and the tubular secretion mainly taking place in DCT, distal convoluted tubule. क्या डिफरेंस है दोनों? बड़ा इज्जत सा लगता है दोनों, reabsorption, tubular secretion. What is that? हम लोग बात करते हैं बच्चों, give and take. First of all, the PCT used to give maximum of the nephric filtrate to the peritubular capillaries. Peritubular capillaries means the capillary which is coming from the efferent arteriole. So maximum part they are giving, about 75% of the water they are giving back to the peritubular capillaries. Then the peritubular capillaries, again, it is all through the Henle's loop and all, little bit from there also. But give, jada. Now, to ensure that whether the nephron given more of the nephric filtrate, is it so? So our kidney is such a complex structure. It actually wants to just see that whether all the nephric filtrate they haven't given, isn't it? So for that, again, the nephric filtrate, the reabsorption, again, the next third point, that is tubular secretion taking place, as I said, in the DCT. So what happened in the DCT? DCT in distal convoluted tubule, the peritubular capillary which surrounds over here, it take back if any of the waste coming through in the peritubular capillary, they just get ensure क्या कोई waste तो नहीं आ रहा, like the maximum of the water, ऐसा तो नहीं कि बहुत ज्यादा water reabsorbed हो गया. So tubular secretion is mainly for the ensurance they are taking place in that DCT that any of the waste is not going back in the peritubular capillaries. So to ensure that the last process taking place and the last process taking place, that we call it as tubular secretion. अच्छा, आप लोग के मन में कभी नहीं आता अब tubular secretion हो गया, then what happened? Obviously सबका आंसर होगा मैम. Then after that, the urine passes out. No doubt, the formation of urine. And one very interesting fact here I want to give you all, the color of urine is yellow in color. That is because of a pigment, I know, must be knowing, urochrome. Okay. And another name for that pigment is urobilin. So the color of urine is yellow. That is because of urobilin or urochrome. Very good question. One mark question I have just now explained in front of you all. Okay, this is all about the urine formation and all. Then what about this peritubular capillaries? Whether it will remain here? No, it will not remain here. It will again move from here and it comes out from the kidney. It moves, it moves from here and it comes out from the kidney in the form of here. You can see it is connected to the venule part. Venule part, then interlobular vein, then where it will go? Can you think of where it will go? After filtration, where it will go? It will go to the lungs, sorry, heart. Lungs need heart. Lungs travel through the heart. It will go to the heart, through the superior vena cava and the inferior vena cava. So because the kidney is located lower part of the body, so obviously through the inferior vena cava, it enters into the heart and then the oxygenation of blood. Students generally get confused with the oxygenation and filtration. They always used to say oxygenation, kidney, filtration, kidney. No, don't get confused, students. Oxygenation always taking place in the lungs through the heart, filtration always taking place in the kidney. Okay, so here the peritubular capillaries, this peritubular capillaries, it enters the venule part. That is obviously you think of venule means what? Deoxygenated blood is coming out. Then this deoxygenated blood enters into the heart and then heart pumps the blood. That is another part of the life process that I'm not going to discuss now. I've already taught you all that topic. So this is all about the topic that I want to discuss today. Okay. So let me see any of the thing if there's rest over here. Yes, this is renal curve cell. This is given over here, renal curve cell. Okay, which part? Glomerulus and the Bowman's capsule. I have given you another name for that. What is that? That is Malpighian tubules. That is also correct. So this slide is also okay. Okay, this is glomerular ultrafiltration forming over here. Okay, this is also over. Okay. What else we can do? Yes, students. So just now we have studied about the structure of the nephron, isn't it? And then the structure of the nephron, and then the function of the nephron, little bit of function of the nephron, mainly the structure of the nephron. I hope most of the parts must get clear in your mind. If you just want to revise few of the questions, let us take help of Tata classes. And with the help of that, I'm just going to revise few of the questions from the Tata classes. So let us wait for that. Okay. So I'm going to represent in front of you all. Wait a minute. Those questions are coming in front of you all. If you have the questions, let us revise. I hope you people are enjoying the class. टॉपिक स्टूडेंट ऐसा होता है कि टॉपिक बहुत ज्यादा कॉम्प्लेक्स हम लोग बना देते हैं. We used to think over it. We never used to like how to resolve these topics so easily. कैसे हम इसको कर पाए और अच्छे से, ताकि मतलब इसी से इसी तरीके से हो पाए. ठीक है. बस कनेक्ट ये आप लोग के सामने आ रहे हैं बहुत स्मूथली. इट्स गोइंग टू बी इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू ऑल. हो सकता है कुछ क्वेश्चंस हमारे नेफ्रॉन से रिलेटेड नहीं हो, बट इट्स ओके. We have studied earlier also. Like first question I am going to take. In that excretion and osmoregulation is carried out by contractile vacuole. So contractile vacuole, when we are talking about now, that means the protozoa must comes into your mind. First of all, protozoa. Okay. So amoeba, hydra, starfish, humans. What is among all these protozoa? That is amoeba. Okay. So we have to submit this. Okay. Next question. Number 2. Few of the questions I am going to take in front of you all so that आपको भी पता चलेगा कि हाँ भाई आप लोग कितने पानी में हो. An organism showing enteronephric excretion is, that is amoeba, hydra, earthworm, both. So that is B and C. Okay. So that means hydra and earthworm. So that means we are excluding the amoeba, an organism showing enteronephric. Because nephric, when we are talking about, that means nephric, obviously it will not comes into the amoeba. Amoeba is a protozoan, na? So protozoan is the first animal which comes on the earth. So obviously it will not be the answer. So hydra and the earthworm. Little bit of level of organization you must have studied in class 9. That's why. Okay. Why do birds produce uric acid when it is simpler to produce urea? Because they do not have to excrete too much of water actually. Their body does not take as much water we take. So uric acid is easier to pass? No, uric acid removal requires less water. लगता है ये होना चाहिए. Uric acid production is simpler and faster. So obviously B. Let us go for the B. Okay. So next question number. In humans, the collecting tubules opens in two. Just now I have shown you all the 3D diagram, the 3D video in my PPTs. मुझे पता है यहाँ पे I will get the answer. In humans, the collecting tubules opens in two: ureter, renal pelvis, urinary bladder, and Bowman's capsule. So obviously it will enter into the when we are talking about collecting tubules. So first of all, ureter. But before ureter, maybe pelvis. So let me see the solution, urinary bladder. So finally they are talking about the where it actually get accumulated. So urinary bladder is the place where it get accumulated. Okay, let it be. The answer is urinary bladder is also correct, but Bowman's capsule तो कभी नहीं होगा. Ureter भी हो सकता था, but they want to give urinary bladder. It's okay, very fine. Next question. Nitrogenous wastes are formed in our body due to the breakdown of which food component? We every day we used to take lipids, that is fat, carbohydrates, that is chapati or rice. We used to take protein, that is milk, either in the form of milk or any other protein diet, or minerals. So basically the breakdown of proteins, because we know that the composition of protein is nitrogenous. So the answer will be protein. Okay, so next question. What is the byproduct of photosynthesis? Byproduct means the last formation of the photosynthesis, okay? So byproduct is, that is glucose. Yes, glucose. They have not given the starch. Okay, so let me see the solution. Oxygen. Okay. Not the final product they are asking. They are asking the byproduct. Yes, sorry, students. So oxygen. Byproduct means the excreta, the excretory part which is coming out. Yes, okay. That is oxygen. Go for the oxygen. Give one word, the structure and function unit of kidney, obviously nephron. Okay? Correct? 10 क्वेश्चन कर ही लेते हैं हम लोग. The excretory organ osculum belongs to, osculum जब हम बात करते हैं 9th में हमने पढ़ा osculum आपके दिमाग में परिफेरन आना चाहिए. परिफेरन that means sponge आना चाहिए. Okay, so amoeba नहीं होगा because amoeba does not belongs to periferans. Sponge belongs to periferans. You people know hydra belongs to Cnidaria, or we call it as Coelenterata. Or flatworms, you know that belongs to Helminthus group. So let us go for the sponges. Correct? किसी भी क्वेश्चन के लिए लॉजिक उठाओ, उसके बाद क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करो. Why do fish directly release ammonia? Fishes, they directly release ammonia. Ammonia is a gas. Ammonia is highly soluble in water. Fishes, they used to remain in water, isn't it? That's simple logic. Ammonia is a concentrated nitrogenous waste. This may be also the answer. Ammonia is non-toxic. तो कभी नहीं होगा. Ammonia is highly soluble in water. Let me see. Yes, ammonia is highly soluble in water. Because you know that if we are talking about any of the aquatic animals, so that means they have to excrete like ammonotelic they are, isn't it? Ammonotelic. That means they release ammonia. The kidneys in humans are a part of the system for nutrition? No. Respiration? No. Excretion? Transportation. Obviously excretion. Okay, very good. So I know you people must be revising with me also, and I know that कि आप में से मैक्सिमम स्टूडेंट्स जो हैं वो मेरे साथ आंसर कर रहे होंगे, ठीक है? So in the last student, just I want to say thank you all for watching my video and for learning the topic that is nephron. Little bit of filtration process also I've explained, and the 3D video you might have seen in the Tata classes, through the Tata classes, in the quiz part we have done. Okay, I hope you people must have enjoyed. Thank you all. Thank you.